Good morning, all.
Yes, yes, yes.
I welcome you all to today morning session.
Yeah, I'm in a second. Thank you.
We have with us Dr. VK Venkata Subramaniam. Sir is the Director, ICAR Agriculture Technology Application Research Institute, Bangalore. And the topic of discussion, which Sir is going to deliberate on, is doubling farmer income through appropriate technology application and demonstration programs. Sir, you are audible as well as visible, and also your presentation is visible. Please
Thank
start.
you. Thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to join with you and NADCL and my own parent organization, Sugarcane Breeding Institute, Coimbatore. And I'm thanking you, all of you, for giving me this opportunity. You know well that Government of India is now very much uh, giving all giving the emphasis to double the farmers' income through strategic programs as well as focusing on the farmers' yield and income generation activities. This program is a really timely one, and I hope that it enriches the participants about various policy issues as well as my presentation also will give the details about various technology application issues which helped in increasing the farmers' income. This topic is doubling farmers' income through appropriate technology application and demonstration, as my organizers told. The outline of the program will be, my presentation will be, giving you a brief on India today and the challenges we face, and what are the various key players with respect to the farmers' income generation and various issues related to agriculture production and productivity. Then the third one is in the series is technology application framework and technology interventions, which helps the farmers to increase their income. And fourth one is the empowerment of the farmers, because to increase the farmers' income, we need to focus on climate change versus farmers' resources. That is a basic thing. Then another one is what are the various technological application framework in which we are doing the technology interventions and farmers empowerment. If you see the Government of India, Niti Aayog has identified these 7 sources of income growth for doubling the farmers' income. You all know that all the states have been asked to prepare documents related to doubling the farmers' income and the various issues related to crop productivity and their resources all have been captured. And if you see the Niti Aayog document, doubling the farmer's income, the participant can go through the details. It is a 40-page document. That's a very important document which empowers you all to know about various basic issues related to the farmers' problem as well as strategies Government of India is deliberating upon for increasing their income. The 7 factors, the 7 sources of income growth for doubling the farmer's income in which the technological interventions need to focus upon are the improvement in crop productivity. You know very well that before this, the Government of India since 1950, through various programs, they are giving focus on eliminating the hunger initially after our independence. Then came an approach that through the intensive hybrid demonstrations we got to productivity increase only, focus on food grain production. Then came, you all know that, horticulture, then value addition, then came now the empowerment through entrepreneurship and then income generation and then doubling their income and empowering the farmers with their rights. And now recently the farm will help them to address the issue of marketing and then issues related to farm producers, farmers empowerment with farmers organizations. So this is the series of events which the Government of India is taking since 1950 to 2020. The first basic issue of the 7 sources of income growth and doubling the farmers' income strategy is improvement in the crop productivity. So our technology applications should focus on these productivity issues related to crop and livestock. The second one is not only crop, livestock productivity also need to be focused. You know very well that intensive cattle development program and then crossbreeding program have been in operation 1966 by upgrading our local, not indigenous cattle, local non-discriminating and unproductive cattle. There is this misconception that all our indigenous breeds have been destroyed with this crossbreeding program. Not like that, which is non-descriptive, not the breeds like that Kalika, Hangayam, and Sindhi have been focused. They are all the breeds which in Indian origin, they are all already well-developed breeds having the potential like draft capacity and dual-purpose breed and milk potential. They are all not touched, but only indigenous non-descriptive cattle have been upgraded through crossbreeding program. Then resource use efficiency or savings in cost of production. This is the third important factor. Resource saved and cost minimized is the savings. How we are going to do? Now, in the subsequent slides we can focus upon. Then increasing the cropping intensity. There, 1 acre land area, how much we can have the intensity, how many crops we can take, how much integration we can do. That is integrated farming system, utilization of the slopey land, utilization of the various unutilized resources of the farmers are all captured under this. So diversification through high value crops, it's very important. Now we must understand, the farmers should understand the issues about what he has to produce, when he has to produce, how much he has to produce, who are his customers, what is the consumer preference. It is the changing preferences. It is now to be understood through the production as well as marketing strategy. Now comes the improvement in the real prices received by the farmers. Now you see, the improvement in the real prices received by the farmers is the one which forms the basis for the farm bill. I always say that clarity leads to peace of mind leads to dynamism in action. All these 7 factors are responsible for the Government of India's now recent programs, as well as now we can say the various statutory provisions they are coming out with. Shift from farm to non-farm occupations. It's a very important thing. Only we have to focus upon the farm and the farm-related, agriculture-related income means it's very difficult. So non-farm occupation means the rural youth. For example, ICR is implementing Farmers First and ARIA programs, where the Entrepreneurs Development Program is one of the most important things. You know that NATP Continuum in NAIP and NAEP, that is Education and Entrepreneurship Program, is focusing upon various technologies that are having the potential for promoting the entrepreneurship. And you know that in NAIP, we all developed the BPD as well as technology incubation centers. If you see India today, this is the first part of my presentation, is marked with A. You can see we have got a 16% of the world population and 11% of the livestock. It's really a huge burden with 2.4% of the world's land, with 4.2% of the water. And if you the land availability, if you see 51% of the arable land with 137% cropping intensity. And if you see 142 million hectares are cultivated and only 55 million hectares are got irrigated. Even though we got potential rivers and good precipitation, the drainage program, the problem and the frequent cyclone, the climate change issues, all having a say in having assured irrigation or assured cropping, the climate or the resources required for raising the crop without challenges, this natural resources challenges. 65% of the population engaged in agriculture. And if you see the other one, challenges, farm holdings are shrinking. You all know that. The non-farm activities are now growing up, industrialization, real estate sector. The farm holdings are shrinking. Production cost is rising. You all know that the farmers are all purchasing everything in retail and selling everything in wholesale. That's the important thing the Government of India is focusing upon, promoting the farmers producers organization. Because if you see farmers produce, first if you go back into the history, the milk is the only one which first came in for branding with Amul type of cooperative society, and it is the one which has again raised into Company Act, from cooperative sector to Company Act. Subsequently, the Basmati, and then subsequently now hen and eggs, like that it is now started, and slowly many of the products of horticulture are all now branded. For example, in ICR, you can see one of the biggest brand value is ARCA related product of Indian Institute of Horticulture. Resource drain from farming. Yes, certainly the resource drain farming, I don't want to go in detail. You all know water crisis. Now, virtually many of the states are having water crisis. We all say that water crisis means non-availability of water. No, non-availability of water is one deprivation. Another one is flood and other issues related to stagnation, and all this water-related crisis is there which need to be managed, salinity, and then all water drainage system issues, all things we have to focus upon. Shallow soils with decreasing productivity. You all know that when the flood is there, the topsoil is erosion and nutrient loss, and then it is silted, dams are silted, and our river beds are silted. All these things are all having a say in our productivity decrease because heavy use of fertilizer usage, input cost is rising. I'm giving you a detail about what is the challenges that is creating problem for the farmers in reducing their expenses and which is having a say and increasing their expenditure. The loss of biodiversity. Certainly, why this is a loss of biodiversity is important because many of our crop management and crop protection issues are all related to the chain, biological chain, right from the nutrient fixation to the nematodes or the control of various pests and diseases. The biodiversity preservation inside you are the issues concerned with the multiplication of one particular crop-friendly pest and crop-friendly virus, bacteria are all important. When it is now, many of the you can say IPM activities are all to be strengthened because of this biodiversity issue, loss of biodiversity issue. We are losing our flora and fauna, increasing biotic and antibiotic pressure. Because we know that earlier it was not having so much biotic stress and abiotic stress, which is having on the crop production or animal production, in fact, and fisheries production. You can ask in water bodies are polluted. Certainly, it is having a say on the fish growth, and then they're having the quality freshwater aquaculture or the brackish water aquaculture or even marine fisheries production system are also in trouble because of the over exploitation of the marine species, and the fishing zones are not followed properly. The slow pace of diversification. It's one of the important factors. You all know very well that comparing to the other country, nearby country also like China, our diversification with respect to farm production is very slow. We are in the conventional crop. For example, millets, sometimes we felt that it is a poor man's crop. Now the millets are fetching a lot of importance, and then price, health conscious food, and all issues related to diversified food production system is to be focused, but it is very slow in phase because of our conventional food habits and demand in supply chain. The high for post-harvest loss as highest. ICRS estimated this 25%, even 45,000 crores, even one single commodity, and our estimations are still, you can say, based on the figures availability. You all know that farmers are not having the cold chain or after value addition. We all due to the even storage issues and cold storage, the loss is very high. Inefficient energy management, inadequate markets, knowledge lack, and climate changes are all some of the issues which are challenging. You all know that this farmers and 4 M's. Monsoon, 3 M's are earlier, that monsoon, market, and money lenders were there. Now 4th M is multinationals. And now again, COVID has gone into the farmers, against the farmers' interest. You can see one of the picture now recently taken, the cyclone damaged area near Kadalur, Tamil Nadu, and the same farm without water some other time. These are all the things due to the climate vagaries. Now, where the sugarcane farmers will go, that this crop has to be harvested in another 2 months for Pongal. Now, the development dynamics, if you see, the resource has to flow from, if you see, wanted to doubling the farmer's income, certainly the money has to flow from urban to rural. Now, if you see the rural to urban, even the left out money has been flowing. Many of the villages, the vegetables are marketed in, and then the eggs are marketed in, milks are marketed in, and water bottles are available in. Then what is the farmer's economy here? Resource flow. Instead of urban to rural, now it is rural to urban, because the farmer has to purchase everything in retail. Previously, if he is having seed, he is having one seed. They are having a barter system. Microeconomics are very strong. And if you see the local resources used, plantains, plant leaf is now replaced with, you can say, the plastic plates and tumblers. the mud, you can coolers you used to have, that tumblers are now replaced with plastic tumblers. All these things, now farmers are purchasing things from outside. So little resource which he is having is taken out by the consumer or by the multinationals or the urban marketers. In reality, it should be reversed. If you see, for example, buttermilk versus beverage. Initially, if you see any shop in the rural area, they will have one mud pot with a beautifully shrouded cloth, and the buttermilks are available. We used to take. Now, even very remote villages also, we are having the beverages, that is bottled beverages. I already told leaf versus plastic, egg, vegetable. Now, for example, even the farmers are producing milk and they are pouring every milk to the society, and then they're purchasing milk. All these things are now from urban to villages going on. The poultry, now we are talking about backyard poultry, but now it has become a factory farming. Poultry have become factory farming. It has been escalated like the dairy industry. All this fishery sector yet to have a shape. Now the 5 J's versus development: Jameen, Jal, Jungle, Janwar, and Jati. These are all the 5 issues which are really challenging the farmers with respect to their income capacity and steady and assured income. You know, one thing very important is anything which we wanted to produce, whether the farmers produce or when you talk about the marketing, first thing they must wear quality. Now, initially we were talking about quantity. Now it is coming to quality. So, 2Q, that is, one is quantity and another is quality. Then comes the continuity and the cost factor. All these issues now putting a brake on the quantity which the farmers can produce, it is not assured. The quality, again, it is affected due to the various issues related to the production issues, and then climatic issues, and then contaminations. Then the cost also, it is increasing. And then if you see the continuity, sometimes the farmer is, if you see the maize farmers are cultivating, next time based on that maize-based industries will be picking up, suddenly the price will be dropping, farmer will switch to the other crop. So the continuity and quality of the things which is not assured. Why it is that Jameen and water availability, hydrological drought, flood, deforestation, climate change, then animals, again, consequences. One of our breeds are, even though performing well abroad, the same breeds are not performing in. We are not exploiting the potential of indigenous cattle. Much of our germplasm has been lost. Recently, one of the embryo, I was in the National Biodiversity Authority, one of the embryo from Gujarat, it fetched to 1.5 crores for export. And this man migrating. Now you see poor quality of manpower is available in the villages because they are now easily migrating because of the connectivity roads. Initially, it takes 1 hour to reach the nearby urban center. It is now with the availability of 2-wheelers and transport facility, they are immediately going. And again, communication facilities improved. So job opportunities on their mobile. So all these things put the manpower in a very severe stress, and most of the farmers are facing a problem of labor, and then they wanted technologies which are having labor saving and then mechanization, etc., etc. So this slide you can understand that all these 5 J's are creating problems for the farming as well as the farmers. The approach to development, you all know that what is the present approach to the development. The policy approach to agriculture, which has kind of direct bearing on livestock and fisheries, did not take care of building new capital assets in irrigation, power, rural infrastructure, wasteland development, and strengthening the grassroots level resource base. Because now social approach, we are now giving free bees, and then we are supporting the farmers with subsidies, which is having a bearing on building a grassroots level resources, which will go up to its benefit over a period of time. So we talk about inclusive growth. Now we talk about the rights-based framework. That's what Manarega, that is the right for employment, then forest resource rights, and then Food Security Act and all came. Now FEB, now the doubling the farmers' income, we talk about issues related to resources, farmers, and climate change. The food security chain, that's why we all talk about the first food security comes the nutritional security, then comes the livelihood security, then comes the income security. Now, climate change, natural resources, water. As already told, what is the problem with us? The water is one of the important issue which already we talked. Agriculture, we need, it's a water intensive activity. Now you can see the slide that there is a lot of water demand, and thus some of the crops are very highly demanding water. So we need to now focus upon the crop-wise water use and judicial use of the water which is available to the particular agroecological system, and how the farmer can ration his water and plan his crop based on the availability of the water to him. These are all the issues which is having a direct bearing on food production. So that must be matched with his present as well as future programs food production. Now this I will skip because some more slides are there. 30% crop production and 45% livestock at a risk by 2025 because the quality water available to the crop and livestock production system. The climate change and biodiversity, the issue which I was focusing on, some of the challenges is climate change and the biodiversity. You know that the disease incidence is more, and the biological and abiotic stress is creating a problem. In world estimated there are species are 10 million species are there. With that we have documented 1.72 million. And India, we have got the 12 mega biodiversity centers are with us. Again, 3 of the 34 hotspots of the biodiversity which are all in India. 12% of the world flora and fauna with us. 7% of the world's fauna is with us. The national bureaus we have created from ICR to address the issues like plant, animal, fish, microbes, and insects. Now, if you see the other side, land degradation, 107 million hectares, forest deforestation, desertification, then water erosion, degraded forest, wind erosion, salt affected land, acid affected land, others. If you say all these things, the per capita agricultural land availability is only now 0.12 hectare comparing to at least 0.34 hectares in 1950s. So these are all the issues, the biodiversity and climate changes that is going to affect our farmers' production system as well as his income generation opportunities. You see the climate change, poor soil health. Water is one component we have to focus. The other side is biodiversity. Now, poor soil health threatens the yields and livestock farming. Now, the climate change yield potentially depressed by 20% plus in many areas. This is you can now refer this World Bank. Now, I'm not going to deal with in detail because the other issues I wanted to focus. Now, if we see the India, the map, it is in a red alert area. It is among the other countries, we have got a really potential threat that climate change, which has affected us, and our reduction in the yield is more than 12%. The confession of a farmer, if you see, he has got a policy that he should get a revenue from his farm daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly, and yearly. That was his concern. Whether he said land degradation, water availability, and climate change, or biodiversity, everything in holistically affecting him. But he is concerned he must get some money daily. He must plan for an yearly income. And also monthly he should meet his requirement, and quarterly for his crop raising and other activities. He needs some money. He says that he follows this practice firmly, therefore, he planned the crop cultivation and livestock farming accordingly. So what are the technology interventions, applications which we give him addressed to the concern which he has got in his farm and his agroecological system. So he got an incomplete integrated farm and he grows flowers, vegetables, fruits, exotic vegetables, and sometime in polyhouse, in dairy, pig, everything is in a holistic manner. Whether our approach is a holistic manner which he is practicing in his area, or we are giving a omnibus solution or a pragmatic one, all these things which you have to think about before addressing the technological application or intervention program. The farmer, what do you think about it? Now, for example, he is a mechanic, certainly. He has to address his own requirement which is related to the farming. He is a financial planner. I can say he's a computer operator also. Reason nowadays, now we are talking about mobile-based apps and mobile-based ICT-based interventions with this COVID period. We are pumping him with so many informations through various electronic media. Now he is an agronomist. Certainly, he must know about various agronomical strategies, practices, and packages that are related to crop production and animal production. Then he is a machine operator also, whether he is a water resources or he is a harvester, anything, he has to understand the basic of the machine which we are talking about. He is a metallurgist. Now with the DAMO program, that is a district agro-metallurgical thing, we are giving them the exact metallurgical information, and then crop planning, and then what type of harvesting or any plant crop operation, production operation which he has to follow, which is one of the IMD as well as ICR's integrated program implemented through KVKs in this country. Even NICRA also doing the same thing. He must understand what is the vagaries of the weather he has to face, and then what are the various issues related to his crop or livestock production with respect to various operations related to his husbandry, whether it's a crop or livestock or fish, and how he is going to meet the challenges if the weather is unpredictable. So many issues. That's what I am telling, that his role is multi-task role. He's an animal caretaker also. Again, if you see, he's a scientist also. His experience is based on his various time experiences which he has got, and his findings are all based on his experiences in the field. And he has to take care of his family also. Concern. Now, yesterday's approach, today's approach is certainly not going to meet the challenges tomorrow when we talk about the doubling the farmer's income. Now, the resource utilization, crop potential arable land to crop land is certainly, because you know that the Jamin is limiting. All my presentation, the just only I have initially given you an outline. So when the arable land and then unutilized land and the degraded land, we have to convert into potential arable land to crop land. And rapid scaling of irrigated land area. That's very much important. NBS's love, we now associate with all the KVKs in the country to know what is the land drainage system, and then scapping, and then what is the use of planning which we can do it so that the potential of the land which they are having can be increased, and then groundwater availability. We can minimize and rationalize the groundwater utilization. Then agricultural environmental impact, how we have to do that one. From that, we now see that so diminishing land availability and soil degradation and high environmental costs, how we are going to focus upon. Then depleted groundwater stores, then how we are going to match with that. Environmental sustainability issue. These are all the issues which are related to resources. Then productivity issues, reliance on increased yields in developed country to yield growth in developing countries, whether we wanted to match our own standard or we wanted to replicate the one with the developed country model. Then acceptance of the low smallholder productivity. Certainly, initially we ignored it. We are having focus on mostly the resource-rich farmer. Now, the doubling the farmer's income equally focuses on the smallholder improvements, which is very important to not only to global hunger and poverty. Now, it is important for ensuring the farmer's livelihood security system. Then scope for improvement. What are the various scope for the improvement? It's a cereal production or the farm level output or yield, or whether we wanted to value chain build up. These are all only NAIP we are talking about. The crop diversity, nutritional content, and food affordability issues. So all these things are all now need to be focused for future challenges. Now we come to the technology application framework with respect to ICR. Now, till now we have seen the A and B resources and then approaches. Now come to the technology application framework. There we saw the farmers, and quickly I will recap what I have done for your quick absorption. Here you see the basic strategic research at national level the ICR institutes are doing, and then with the ASRP and SAUs they are all converted into applied research, and with the JTM and BPD units we can see the technologies which are having income generation potential we are taking. Then through technology assessment and refinement demonstration issues, where KVKs are there and location situation system specific technologies are now taken, and then they are implemented, tested, and then demonstrated, and then based on their experience, the farmers are given capacity development program by the KVKs and the grassroots level organizations in collaboration with various organizations like Atma, land departments, and cooperatives, and then reaching the farmer. Outcome we expect is increased or enhanced profitability, productivity, sustainability, livelihood security, employment generation, competitiveness, and food nutrition, environmental security. Now, pathways of technology application, then generation, then testing, assessment, and then it goes to the extension system. Now, if you see the approach, this was only I wanted to focus upon. 1950s, social backwardness our problem. Focus human and community development. So extension or policy approach is community development. Phase 2, you see how beautifully we have got a hierarchical or metamorphosis we have done from 1950s to 1920s. 1960s, the challenge or problem or position of the farmer is poor yield, farmers' ignorance. So our focus was eliminating hunger and input supply. Mostly our approach was input supply based approach. So yield improvement, IADP, IAP, HYP, ND, National Demonstration, etc. Our program. Phase 3 was 70 to 80. Farmers' ignorance to farm level constraints has come. Earlier we thought that farmers are ignorant because of the yielding varieties, all these things. Now the farmer ignorance to farm level constraints for non-adoption came. So we had to focus on knowledge and skill development, farmer focus, green revolution technologies, all these things captured into KVK. The first KVK started in 1974 as a vocational training institute and operational research program, lab to land program by ICR, and technology transfer by TNV system, which is one of the most important as well as a very mega program implemented in the government of India. Then phase 4 is the farming system approach. In this farming system approach, you know that technology focus, farmer status, that is participation, gender focus, then broad-based extension, transfer technology to transfer of technology application issue came only the phase 4, that is from 80s to 90s. Then came 2000. What is the 2000 phase 5? Certainly, you know that Indian Council of Agriculture, initially it was having NARP, research planning to NATP, technology program to NAIP, innovation program, now NAEP. So innovation technology dissemination. What is the innovations which are there in a particular farming system, which we need to capture and make them empower the farmer and the institutions as an innovation center. So the bottom approach issue came, farmer-centered approach came, farmer to farmer, that is outscaling, upscaling, and the learning from initially we thought farmers are ignorant. Now the farmer's experience need to be shared, farmer to farmer. That's why ICR also conducted Farm Innovators Meet in 2010 in Mysore, where the farm innovations by farmers have been captured and for the adoption by his fellow farmers. Globalization and quality standards we have started focusing in during this phase only. Then global competence also we started thinking about it. The programs which we implemented, policy issues came around Atma. First time after the 2000 issue, NATP, Atma came, technology adoption to adaptation came. Previously we were talking about adoption. Now we are talking about adaptation. Then SREP, state resource the planning has been taken up in the Atma and research extension planning, that is SREP, we started it. IVLP TAR ICR has implemented Institute Village Linkage Program to technology assessment refinement. Then extension role has changed from teacher and trainer to facilitator. Now the training concept has now changed. Now Agriculture Skill Council of India has come. Now the Agriculture Skill Council of India now focusing on more of skilling the farmers. Even gardener has got a skill component. National Occupational Standards now, NOS has been fixed. Now we are developing the knowledge related or skill related to each agricultural operations, which is crop, and then crop activity has been now planned. So how much change we are taking into our technology application program is shown here. Then now fourth phase, that is sixth phase, doubling the farmer's income. That is by the problem is agripreneurship, farmers a partner, innovators, entrepreneurs, then trend and game changing, food safety, surplus management, farmer-led, innovation-led, demand and market-driven. Now the issues which we are addressing, secondary agriculture, ICT-based, knowledge designing, food security. You know, this lockdown period, one of the sector which is not affected badly is the agriculture sector. This is again the ICT has come in hand with us, and we could be able to group the farmers and message them and then give them a lot of support through ICT-based extension interventions. Now you can see that earlier the apps and all available, not available. Only we talk about decision support system, information system. Now every India we are having more than 600 apps related to agriculture and farmer-centered applications or mobile apps are available. Then rights approach we are having. Then GA. Many of the crops like Naga Mirchi and turmeric and so many crops have been now the GI tag. The farmers PPVR came and IPR issues came, and now to meet the climate and resource conservation issues, we got NICRA program, NAEP, then from IVLP, village to entrepreneurship linkage, now application to technology application to now, and it has come to innovation application. Then cutting edge technologies come, and FLD to National Innovation Demonstration. We started talking about technology parks, incubators, ARIA, Farmer First, etc. These are all the policy interventions. Now these are all to be integrated with DFI. Here, one thing I have not mentioned is farmers organization. That is, we are talking about the CIGs, commodity interest groups, FIGs, and then farmers producers organizations. Now, technology interventions for DFI. You see, now this is a slide which is consolidated in my earlier slide. Before 60s, it is a food shortages. Now, 2000 to 2020, if you see the last one, biodiversity management. Biotechnology is one of the two. Climate resilience is one thing we have to address. IPR and SPS issues which we have to address. Then information technology which we have to focus. Then market and WTO issues we have to focus. All these 6 components are required now to talk about the doubling the farmers' income, which we are taken in our hand from 2020 to 2022. Now, if you see the technology intervention point, now up to now, you see it is a C component I put in. Now it has come D, that is technology interventions, resource conservation, value addition, and farmers' empowerment. In this technology intervention component, I am going to talk about resource conservation, then value addition, and how we are going to empower the farmer. Precision elements. Now we are talking about resource scarcity. So now we have to talk about precision agriculture, precision technologies, which helps the farmer to reduce the reduce the expenses, and which is increasing the income. Now in the first slide, that is 7 components that our Niti Aayog or Government of India focusing on doubling the farmers' income is the base of this presentation. Based on that, the subsequent things that have been now made. Soil. Now nursery raising. Crop geometry, fertigation, growth management, plant protection, then field level post-harvest management, cluster approach. That's a precision farmer associations at the cluster level. You all know that the whole country is now looking towards Dharmapuri and Krishnagiri, where the precision farmers associations played a major role in reducing the income that took flour and this branding of various commodities like chili they have produced and grading. So it's a floated company, Precision Farmers Producers Company Limited, Precision Farmers Mega Market Limited. This is one of the example I'm giving how to resource conservation effort by the farmer by associating themselves as a farmers producers organization helped to address the issues related to the soil, nursery, crop geometry, fertigation, and the 6 components, 7 components, which reduce their yield. They farmers focused on all these 7 important aspects where the precision of resource input has been taken care, and which helped them to reduce their resource input for the farming considerably. Now, measurable outputs. What was their outcome or output of their experiment with this precision element of tropical farming system is doubled the productivity of the crops. 95% of the marketable produces less unmarketable producers. And high-end quality parameters, they are organic quality, 30% premium price. Even I have seen their banana, spotless banana, their papaya, they say it is a spotless papaya with good keeping quality. And then water economy, 30 to 40%. Electricity economy reduced. Extended period of harvest to match lean season in the market. Then less labor dependence. Because farmers are now empowered to use their resource judicially. They have got the potential to take their decision appropriately based on the market demand. Then due to the precision element, the labor dependence are also less because of the judicial mechanization. The extended shelf-life, 25% more weight per unit volume of the produce. And empowerment of the farmers with respect to technical, economical, social has happened. Then you see there is a Sinnasamy of Chinna Mittahalli. It's a bordering village of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, able to cultivate hardly half acre, now 1 acre twice of the same water. This is one of the example I am telling about the precision water farming that is reduced resource level, which is helping him to double his income. Now here you see the uniformity in chili. Can you see there the quality? That's what initially I told you, that is the quantity, quality, and then comes the continuity and the cost. Uniformity, that the grading has taken place. Again, the per number of chili pods per plant also you see heavy. Even the Arka varieties of Goa also producing the same thing. Here the farmers get more output, more production per unit area or per unit of input which he is giving. Even now we are estimating the cost of the water, cost of every input, which is having the direct bearing on the cost of production, so that we can intervene there and then we can reduce the income. Value addition we are talking about. You see jackfruit, we see when the KVK Pathanamthitta, when they intervened the branding of the product with the jackfruit, 50 rupees, 60 rupees. Now you can see primary processing, the farmers level. Now even so jackfruit we are having vacuum drying and so many other technologies which is helping the farmers at the farm level or at the grassroots level industry take more money from his produce. Transforming the jack, the most wasteful product. District, this is one of the example I am giving from Pathanamthitta. Now you all know that recently the Prime Minister's initiative, that is they wanted to formalize the micro enterprises, small enterprises. They are inviting I can say the projects from our various institutions to start the startups and then incubating center to support the farmers in starting in enterprises. That's every district they identified with one crop. You know that. For example, now here Tumkur it is a coconut. Some other district it is crop is pineapple. Some other district it is tomato. Like that, every district one crop they identified, soybean. So these KVKs or our ICR institutes in these districts can focus upon these crops, and now these projects which are available 2.5 crores to 1 crore. And they can start some of the centers, capacity development centers for the farmers and local youth to process or to value add as well as to incubate these people in the particular technology, particular crop based value addition and then marketing. This is some of the value added products you can see. Simple packaging but high returns. This is registered SSA agro processing units of KVK, trained agropreneurs. It is not by KVK, but agropreneurs who have been trained by these KVKs. How many you can see? It's not 16. It's more than that. Just for example, I am giving it. And this KVK Pathanamthitta example. So many industries, VKs, Mahima, again, Jane's products like that. They started their own products in the grassroots level. Now, another is integrated soil and nutrient management. KVK Kannur. This intervention is lime application at the time. I'm not too technical going on, but there are so many, keeping in view of the audience who are attending the program, I'm giving a mixed type of presentation. And when somebody wanted in detail, they can approach me so that we can give them according to their interest. Here, this particular intervention demonstrates soil acidity correction and nutrient budgeting for soil health management. This helped them to reduce the cost towards the fertilizer application, which is saved their input cost. Now again, area increased to 298 from 100 hectares with double the productivity, which average increase in income from 45,000 to 87,000. This you can see this earlier one, how the lime application at the rate of 600 kg per hectare in 2 splits. This is the technological interventions which has helped to increase their income from 45,000 to 87,000. Yield range you can see 6,500 to 11,290 kg per hectare in different places. No pesticide was applied, no lodging of the crop was there. Now doubling the farmers' income in banana farmers through nutrient solutions. This is by KVK Kozhikode. What are the interventions? Here they demonstrated the banana production technology that gives 30% increase in the yield. What is that? Foliar application of the nutrient solution. This IHR. Most of the technology sourced from IHR is doing very well. The impact is tremendous. We cannot even quantify the social impact or the cost benefit because it is now beyond the estimated level. It is going up. Now, this particular nutrient application solution is not only KVK Kozhikode experience. Throughout the country, wherever it has gone, it has helped to increase the banana yield as well as the income from the particular farm. Sorry. Now impact is, now plant bunch. Now you see the two photos I have given. Bunched by 5.5 months after planting. Check plant bunching is 7 months only. Average bunch weight increase from 14 kg from 10 kg. 4 kg it is increase. Now average yield in the demonstrated plot was 20% higher yield. Now they can bunches naturally uniform in size and bright yellow color, which really gives the farmers not only the edge in the marketing, but the quality, quantity, and continuity, and then cost. Everything it has come to the farmer's hand, so that the productivity of Nendran banana in Kozhikode district increased from 4,259 kg per hectare. Now it is in 27% increase. Then increase from 2.4 lakh hectare to 4 lakh per hectare. Now this is the farming system, integrated farming system approach, where by KVK Kollam, the paddy in upland, goat rearing, all these are components which they have focused in. The milk yield was increased, then the farm paddy yields are increasing, and then labor requirement was judicialized. And before income, 4.3 lakh, before intervention, now annual income 10 lakh per. The low input agricultural production system linked to value chain management. It is again for doubling the farmers' income. It is very important. The value chain linking has helped the farmers not only to get more, but at the same time low input good agricultural production system, the GAP standard. Now we're talking about various good agricultural production standards. What are the various GAP standards which now we wanted to focus upon to support our farmers to follow in their field is one of the things. Now I request the audience to take home point to prepare various GAP standard, good agricultural production system standard, that the farmers can be adapted so that they can reduce their costs and increase their production. Now in this slide you can see that seed rate to seedling age, then seedling hill, and all other issues related to crop husbandry, pest control, water management, how it has taken comparative with the conventional as well as the good agricultural production system. Achievement, if you see with this, is alarming. How cultivation cost has reduced. Cost reduces, cost save. 65,000 to 58,000. And production, see, 3.8 to 6.9. Gross income, again, 84. It is doubled really. Here only they're doubling the farmers. Net income, you can see 19 to this much. BCR, these are all checked figures and you can verify. And then again in banana, LIGAPS in banana. Again, the yield is increased from 13 to 26, doubled. Again, the gross income also doubled. The benefit cost also. How the profitability curve you can see here in the left-hand side, conventional method to GAP standard. It's very important that we have to understand what are the various good agricultural practices and various inputs which we have to minimize, and how we have to rationalize, how we are going to precise the inputs and then maximize the profit. Then furrow irrigated raised in the plastic mulching. Here you all know it's another important technology that helped the farmer to reduce the water use as well as the loss of various nutrient, and then crop has been raised with much biotic and abiotic stress. Now you can see here, saved labor cost for weeding. Weeding is not there, and it is all mulched with that. Then irrigation cost is saved. This is one of the most cost-saving operation. Mulched plots gave more than the non-mulched plots in terms of productivity. Then it has given the cultivation resulted in net profit more than the conventional 2 lakh something. It has increased it. Now this farm diversification we are talking about is one of the 7 objectives. Yes, diversification of the farm activities and income activities was we are talking about as the Government of India program for doubling the farmers' income. How we are going to diversify it? Introduce tomato, brinjal, and it is a Samrajnagar, which is very close to Coimbatore. It is a bordering district of Erode. How they are intercrops they have introduced in the coconut garden. They introduced vegetable flower crops and beans, marigold, chili, and turmeric has picked up very well. And these are all the crops, which has given the farmers an additional income in the available land and resource use. Then fodder blocks, which is helping introduce the azolla, which is giving the nutrient supplement. All this helped to reduce the drudgery, labor costs as well as water use management, and again use of the waste material for cultivation of the crop, which is having the nutrient recycling is there. Now achievement with that, what is that? You can see crop enterprise in 14, now 16, 17, now how it has changed the scenario. Now that why I'm not bringing 2022 means now we are now evaluating with this technology recently for the doubling farmers' income. These are all the technologies which we have identified for interventions in the doubling the farmers' income based on our earlier experiences. Now crop diversification, same thing, we can just go through it. There is some problem in the presentation. Now I'll conclude. Not only the issues related to the crop alone which is matters, it is also related to the human resources, capacity development of the farmers also very important. Where there is some problem in the slides, 90 slides are there, but the number of slides which I have could be able to show is only 47. There is some problem, I think. So I'll conclude it with my own words. The other issues which the focus which we have to do is the trash management. One of the slides which I wanted to show is trash management in the sugarcane crop. That is, KVK Mandya has made a very huge effort in the trash management with respect to the sugarcane trash. Do you know that farmers are burning that sugarcane trash and then it is creating an environmental problem? By introducing some fruitus fungus and then degradable things, and they could be able to convert this trash management into the fertilizer, which helped the farmers to not only reduce their fertilizer application subsequently, but they could be able to enrich their soil also. Similarly, if you see the NICRA climate resilient agriculture, we can see in the animal husbandry also, the introduction of the new fodder varieties in the slopy land, as well as the integration of the various livestock component into the farm has helped them to reduce their input as well as integrate their resources, and the additional resources they can income also they can rise with respect to their farm operations. I hope that 1 minute, sir, you give me some time. I think that 90 slides have come. Are you able to see other slides, sir? Now the slides have come here. 1 minute. Now you can see the integrated sugarcane trash management. The major problem is burning of trash after harvest. The technology application, 500 kg of farm-made manure is mixed with 25 kg of microbial, that is cultured trichoderma and sugarcane trash. Broadcasting of 75 kg urea and the sugarcane trash. Net return you can see 25 to 25%. This is one of the important technology which we have promoted in the farmers' field to reduce their subsequently they reduce their input costs in land preparation and fertilizer application. Now, if you see the climate resilient practices of backyard poultry rearing, you can see the two in the slides. With the old cages and the conventional cages, when there is a flood and then water stagnation, the animals and birds are all affected. The KVKs have introduced a raised cage wherein the birds are kept above and then their mortality rate was reduced as well as their production also assured. This is a poultry cage, climate resilient poultry cage, where under NICRA, you see the adapted persons, how the profit as well as their production in the eggs have been increased over a period of time, 2012 to 2018. Now the demonstration of fish silage feed supplementation. This is one of the important technology which helped them to reduce the feed costs and increase the egg production. Fodder. This introduction of this COFS 29 variety by Tumku helped the farmers to reduce their feed requirement and then concentrate requirement and almost increase their yield from 0.5 to 1.5 liter with 7,000 increase in their income per year. This is one of the technology which you know that it is a very important one to which reduce the protein requirement for the poultry, duck as well as animals, and it also increases the protein level in the milk, TDN level, which all these things help the farmers to get extra money. Cultivation of the azolla in their nala or some backyard unutilized piece of the water resources they have done it. Even this azolla demonstration was there in the farmers field with limited. It's NABARD also funded, and many of the funding with Milk Union and cooperative milk structure. The farmers able to reduce their concentrate requirement. That is the most important thing which this technology has helped the farmer to improve their livestock nutrition, as well as reduction in the cost and increase the yield, whether it is a egg or milk. See, the ducks are just feeding on the azolla. Another is fodder production in Tamil Nadu. It's a KVK Namakkal experience. It is satellite farming with introduction of right variety and introduction of the chaff cutter. All these things minimize the fodder wastage and made available the farmers around the clock and around the year, and saved the farmers, that especially smallholders dairy with 2 to 4 kV cows, with 2 to 3 cows, they could be able to meet their fodder requirement inside you, and they could be able to integrate their farm resources as well as bring in the wasteland into the but it helped the farmers in reducing the feed waste, and then palatability of the feed also increases, succulency also preserved. So all these are some of the interventions which helped the farmers to match with the current demand. Now you see there is a slopey land. This is one of the slopey land which was unutilized, and our intervention helped the farmers to introduce this particular crop, that is like a hybrid Napier, which helped the farmer to generate their own resources inside you. That's a case. There is hybrid maize production in northeastern region. It's a successful case of convergence. So Directorate of Maize in Delhi supplied the seeds and technology inputs, expertise, financial support. Then it is a zonal coordinating unit. Now it is Atari. They got 25 KVKs in 8 states. And the farmers and other organizations like ICR organizations have been brought into the cooperation and demonstrated the technology and the hybrid maize QPM, and the outcome is the farmers could be able to generate their own quality protein maize for their use. You know, northeastern region, you know very well that maize plays an important role for the pig and backyard poultry as well as the staple food of the farmers. With that, the outcome is the farmers themselves could be able to produce their own seeds requirement for their maize cultivation. And local maize, that is land races, have been replaced with quality hybrid maize, and they could be able to raise their nutritional status as well as the income level by cutting short of the external purchase of the maize for their local cattle. Now, livestock interventions. Now, last year, which we had taken by one of our KVK, it is very simple silage making units. You know that silage is very important because with the climate changes, the availability of fodder is very much in questioned, or very much in, I can say, farmers could not able to get assured availability of fodder to their livestock. So they have to make the hay or silage. The silage will help the farmers to improve their succulency as well as the nutrition of the fodder is not lost, and improve their security level with respect to fodder availability to their cattle. Then you can see these are all some of the major interventions in the dairy sector. Outbreak of foot and mouth disease. Our KVKs could be able to demonstrate with vaccination, timely vaccination of the cows, and the disease morbidity, outbreak less. So which helped the farmers to protect their livestock from diseases. That helped the farmers to have a healthy stock and reduce their loss due to disease loss. And then again, another one is repeat breeders and non-consumption of high yielders. Frontline demonstration and usage of mineral mixture for dairy cows. It's very important. It's the National Institute of Animal Nutrition Physiology in Bangalore and IVRA. They have demonstrated one mineral mixture, that is area-specific mineral mixture. Repeat breeding problem is one of the important problem with respect to the high yielders. wherein they will become, animal will be coming to eat again and again. So for example, 1 month, if it is extended, per month, for example, per day, it is giving 20 liters. Per month, you can see how many 600 liters of milk the farmers is losing. The next cycle, he has to wait for another month. So that timely diagnosis of the repeat breeding problem and demonstrating the usage of mineral mixture help the farmers to reduce this problem, and the integrated approach helped to reduce the repeat breeding problem in the cattle and assures the right time of calving interval, right time of insemination, and then calf management, and then milk management. Now you can see mineral and vitamin mixtures in the Devanagari. This is, as I already told, it is one of the mineral mixture demonstration. Area-specific mineral mixture helped to increase the farmers' income by reducing the mineral deficiency problem. Second, backyard poultry, which is now you know that cricketer Dhoni has got 2,000 Kadaknath breed for his farm. Now with the Kadaknath breed, one of the important breed and which helps the farmer to raise more income because of its medicinal value. The backyard poultry with such breeds which is having low maintenance will help the farmers to have maintenance-free income. Because if you see backyard fowl which is giving 165 to 170 eggs, a farmer is getting how many rupees, you can understand. Almost nearly he'll get 10,000 rupees per bird in its lifetime without any maintenance. It goes and scavenge and it comes. So identification of such birds and establishment of hatcheries in the village level helps to multiply these birds by forming the satellite farmers, sharing of the eggs and birds with the farmers who have grouped into this backyard poultry farmers association, help to raise this value important, that's gum birds and then guinea fowls, turkeys, and then this Kadaknath, so that these farmers could be able to raise good amount of local breeds without any maintenance cost. They could be able to improve their income. Now you can see this important thing in major interventions in livestock case. The backyard poultry disease vaccination, everything is not required. But in terms of the regular cage and intensive system, the disease management is very important, which helps the farmer to manage their poultry with disease-free environment. And the disease outbreak like Ranichet disease, fowl pox, all in the backyard poultry could be able to control through training or doing a rural youth as the vaccinator. That's very important. One of the capacity development program which the KVKs are doing is the local youths are now given training program to vaccinate the poultry, which is available in the backyard. You know that organized form, the vaccination goes on with the feeding system as well as watering system. But backyard poultry and the village level poultry, this is one of the constraints. By training the local village youth for this vaccination program, they can address the necessity for such unreached farmers. The interventions in the backyard poultry is one of the another thing is non-availability of the desi chick. As I told, it is 160 eggs per birds. It will certainly help. So the incubator is very important. The locally available incubator, the farmers, what they do, custom hire the incubator, and any farmer who's accumulated or who got some 40 eggs, he can keep the eggs in their incubation for 21 days, and then he can get the chicks. This is one of the grassroots level arrangements which we have made to strengthen the backyard poultry and empower the farmers with the facility at his doorstep to facilitate the hatching of the eggs. Now, another intervention in sheep and goat, you can see this machine, small pedal operated machine. Mineral deficiency in goat and sheep is leading to infertility and poor weight gain. So such minerals, Namakkal KVK has designed a mineral lick which is making machine only 10,000. By using the locally available ingredients like salt and other ingredients, they could be able to make this mineral mixing, which having 30 licks per hour. The goats are very tasty and they are very used to it, and such a problem associated with the nutritional deficiency was being addressed. Now, another intervention in the sheep and goat is the cage farming. So the grazing, now availability of the grazing land and then labor intensivity and then the social problem is very much just constraining the goat. Again, if you see the economy which grazing the goats. Free range system is different, but with an organized system, there are so many other issues which is coming in. So the cage rearing with a slatted floor, housing for sheep and goats with fodder cultivation of intensive system helped the farmers to get the more income rather than free range grazing. Now the other one is for farm testing of genetic improvement of local goats with telecherry. The telecherry is one of the important goat, you know that in our country, Mechery farms. The local goats which available in the farmers, they have crossed it with this telecherry and Mechery rams, which helped the weight gain. That's why you see 6-month weight gain is 20 kg and crosses as 14 kg. So 6 kg, now the meat average price of the meat, if farmers could able to sell 400 rupees, now 6 kg you can see. Certainly he is getting more money from his own goat with the same resources. Only the thing is breed improvement. With genetic improvement of the local goat with the telecherry and Mechery rams helped the farmer to get more weight to his local goats and helped him to achieve more money. Now again, in terms of livestock, you can see piggery. Piggery, you know, not that the changing food habits are changing.
Can you click on present now? Because you are not presenting. You stop present.
I'm presenting, sir. So I'm seeing the slides, sir.
No, you are seeing. We are not seeing. We are not seeing. Can you click on the present now? In Meet, why you used to see my face? Click on present now.
1 minute, sir. Till now I saved all the slides, sir.
You stopped it somewhere. It stopped.
No, stopped it, but again it regained the presentation.
So presentation is open on your computer.
1 minute.
What?
No, only. It has come.
Yeah, sure. Now it's starting. Yeah, go please to the, yeah, perfect. Go to the PPT.
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it is there.
Yes, please.
It's okay, sir. No.
Please go to the slide you were on.
Yeah, that's what I'm going, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, you should have told me. Now it is visible.
It stopped midway.
Sir.
Anyways.
Okay, sir. Actually, all the slides are visible. Now it is visible.
Yes.
Okay, now you can see from this way. There is some problem. It seems. No major mineral mixture. All the slides are there. Now you can see incentive water conservation.
Can you start the slideshow?
When I start the slideshow, it is creating problems, sir.
No, it does not create any problem. Can you start the slide?
First slide it has come. You see.
Go to the next slide. Next. Go to the slide which you were on. Or click on the slide where you want to be. Then in slideshow, click on from this slide.
1 minute, sir. There's a problem.
Anyways, no problem.
No, sir. When I clicking it is going to the first slide, sir.
No problem. Click on the next slide. You can, by clicking next, you can go to that slide.
So you are in 78 slides, sir.
Go to the 78
slide.
You are in 78 slides, sir, lastly.
78 slide. It is actually.
Yeah, see. Wait for me, sir. Now I'll tell you what to do. Go to the top. You have slideshow option.
Yeah, slideshow option is there.
Click from current slide. Click on it. From current slide.
Oh, sir, 1 minute, sir. From current slide. Okay. It is coming first.
There is some issue with your laptop, sir.
Then laptop. 1 minute, sir. Custom slide. So there is a problem. Sir, if you just give me 1 minute, I will from the beginning. From 1 minute. Sir, here is the problem. I have to diagnose it.
You have basically kept only 55 slides or some.
Yes, sir. Then I am taking it, sir. Sorry, sir.
That's why it stopped.
Okay, sir. Now I think it is visible.
Yes. Please go to the slide and start from the current.
From where it was not visible, sir?
Click on it.
Now it is visible, no?
Yes, perfect.
This slides earlier I have not shown, no?
Yes.
This slide did I show, sir? Hello? This is the mineral mixture I was talking about. KVK Namakkal has designed this mineral mixture manufacturing unit, which is having only 10,000 rupees, which can produce about 30 litres per hour. So this is very important technology which we can we have given the intervention to the farmers, and most of the farmers who have made this one has benefited with the increased weight gain. This I was talking about the sheep and goat sector, where the raised flooring, how it has helped the farmers to increase their income. This is the one I was talking about, genetic improvement of the local goats. So piggery, this is very important, integrated pig and calf farming, which helped the farmer to take benefit from both the piggery as well as the calves. And then the value-added products, which the farmers have made the outcome, that is there's an outlet in the highway, help them to sell their pig value-added products of pig meat and then fish meat to the highway consumers. Here is a farmer who has got even TV interview how successfully she has transformed into a successful farmer who controlled the piglet anemia, who just introduced some technologies related to teething, castration, disease prevention, then pregnant sow management. All these interventions in the piggery help the farmer to intensify their piggery related production issues and help the farmer to gain more, I can say, income from them. But animal health promoters to improve the veterinary services. It is one of the important constraints that the farmers are facing. The problem is inadequate veterinary services. The intervention is rural youth with para-veterinary practitioners. They help to identify the animals with health problems, and they help the veterinarians to extend their vaccinations and as well as give the first aid as minimal health requirements of the farmers. This helped the farmers to reduce their dependency on high-cost veterinary services as well as loss of the animal due to their minimum small diseases, and then it improved their consumption rate, reproduction efficiency, and all efforts by the KVK by training the local youths in veterinary-based health care of their local animals helped the farmers' dependency on medicines, helped the farmers from rescuing the animal from the very high diseases. Now we see the insight to water conservation. This is a simple technology the farmers can save their water in their own farm, so that the periphery cultivations of the vegetables and other leafy vegetables can be met. Here is Arunachal Pradesh, how the farmer could be able to transform their terrace, which is otherwise unutilized, by making the slopy land into the terrace cultivation and having the water management from nearby Xiang River. It is a area bordering to China. How you can see the water has been taken from a bamboo conveyor without any. It is all surface gradient. It is coming. It is not by any pump or anything. It crosses. You can see how beautifully the river is going in the down and then slopy land. How it has been cultivated with rainwater harvesting and then making the slope in the terrace. Helped their paddy cultivation and the income from their own field. Here is a fish feed enterprise. It is one of the interventions by KVK. There, 40% of the pond water under technological guidance of the KVK, they get the pearl spot seed production unit. You see, that's what one of the objectives of the doubling the farmers' income is, to have the off-farm income or non-farm, other than their routine agricultural income. They must have some other income generation activity. Achievement is annual income increase from 12,000 to 1,40,000. Yes, certainly it is not even double the farmer. It is now very much concerned that 12,000, 85,000 that NFDB has sanctioned this project, so that 12 lakh rupees the project has now taken shape in the farmer's pond. So he can produce this seed and then he can distribute to the other farmers, and it has been given a very good success technology rating. It's empowerment through FPO, that was I was mentioning. There are some of the FPOs which you can see: VNR Precision Association, Vaikote, and Sarvodaya Precision Farmers Association, like that. No, we have got 10 FPOs successfully formed nearby Krishnagiri area, which is helping the farmers to utilize their resources effectively and increase their productivity, improve their income and others. You can see the triangle, how beautifully they have got a brand value. The farmers have branded their produce. Empowerment of the farmers, I was talking about. Empowerment of farmers in what aspect? It is a technical empowerment, like as I was earlier mentioning, the issues related with the technologies, issues related with the interventions, issues related with non-farm income, issues related with the value addition, issues related with IPM, issues related with the crop geometry, etc., etc. Then economical issues, how best he can economically operate it, how best he can account for it, how best he can source his income by retailing it, by economically they have to be empowered in issues like branding, issues like quality consciousness, issues like farming their own resources, farming their own companies. All these things help the farmers to maximize their income. Then you all know that the farmers are purchasing things in retail and marketing in wholesale. Now they will purchase in wholesale by farmers producers organization. They themselves could be able to source various technological inputs on their own promoted companies, and then they produce can be marketed in retail by branding. That helps more income. Then social aspects like resource farmers, then they are making members of so many bodies, members of so many campaigns, and farmers organization will help them to gain what is going on in around them and empower them with so many other issues related to economize their farming activity. Now you can see the farmer. The farmer has been with the brinjal. It's an all India record. This is improved technology, precision farming technology has been awarded, and then his experience have been shared among other farmers. He has got now in his group more than 5,000 farmers. They have accepted him as an advisor in rearing the brinjal. So such farmer to farmer interactions will help the farmers to learn the lessons easily rather than from our scientists. Now you can see this is one of the association in Tamil Nadu. This is an irrigation system. This is a Precision Farmers Agro Services in Dharmaburi. Again in Erode Precision Farming Producers Company. There they market the inputs also, as well as they market in retail their producers also. What is the thing which need to empower the farmer? They must be need to sensitize on farmers' rights, protection of plant, animal, poultry, fish varieties. For example, Joga rice, Joliki mixi, medicinal plants, Zocatil, Kadaknath, all are their rights and the issues related with the benefits which is accrued based on the farmers' own effort in developing these varieties need to be capitalized. Again, they have to be sensitized with the DAS guidelines and then WTO and other global issues. Now, strengthening the technology delivery system application, we have got ATIC, Business Process Development Unit, Zonal Technology Management, KVK, Atma linkages, and creation of technology parks, creating agri incubator platform, help the now ICR system to promote agripreneurs and handhold them and then help them to sensitize them or incubate them with recent technologies, selected technologies which help them to make them transform into agripreneurs. Then strengthening the problem solving and translational research. It's very important. Now for technology application issues, help the research organization to strengthen their problem solving research as well as translational research, which brings most of the technologies in the hands of the farmer from lab to the land. Not only that, plow to plate, not only that, it is from straight away from lab to the farmer's hand. Disease diagnostic tools, for example, rapid disease diagnostic kits. All these things help the farmers. Now, for example, mobile applications. From the remote area, the farmer can just click his mobile, the leaf, which is showing the symptoms of any coloration, decoloration, or the plant is wilting. The person who is sitting in the other end can diagnose it and they can prescribe the record remedy. So the distance is not matched. But the research which is having a translational nature help the farmer to from bench. That's what I tell you, lab to bench to issues which we have to promote. Again, promoting partnership linkages and farmer-centric research. This is one of the requirements for strengthening the farmers' income. So the farmer-centric research, how best we are making it. So other research is basic or applied. But when the research has to be focused on farmer-centric problem, farmer-centric issues, certainly it is going to address the necessity or need of the farmers which he is facing. That's what I was telling, that NARP to NAEP continuum. Now, this NAEP continuum, the National Agricultural Education or Entrepreneurship Program, is focusing on the farmers' income by strengthening the research component or promoting the entrepreneurs component through establishment of technology parks, agri incubator platform, and strengthening the JTM and other business promotion units. The market intelligence and ICR's market intelligence effort helped the other interventions with respect to the SAUs or KVKs help the farmers to understand the demand for his produce and how much, what is the forecast which is related to the produce which he is having a farm, whether he can in the coming season which he can go for or not. All these things help the farmers to understand the market dynamics and go for a crop cultivation. ICR approach is secondary to specialty agriculture, interdepartmental platforms, National Agricultural Education Project, National Agricultural Entrepreneurs Development Program, Agri Innovate India, Farmers First, and then attracting and retaining youth in agriculture, CFLT, the cluster demonstration of oilseeds and pulses, and Nutri Garden, NICRA, PMKV, NADCP, all DAMU projects, Ujala, or Seed Hub, etc., are some of the recent initiatives which help the farmers through KVKs in strengthening their resource base and as well as technological interventions in their farm, so that they can understand the present dynamics of farming and they can give them the required empowerment to address the challenges related to climate as well as the nature or any resources or man-made resources which we can very comfortably negotiate to support his production base for achieving a nutritional and income security for him. Thank you very much. Since I could not able to slow my other slides, a quick recap I wanted to give it with your permission. I think from some of the 47th slides, I could not able to show you. I will just have a 1 minute I will take to.
Sorry, if you could please also reply with the email this presentation as a PDF. We can make it part of the video as a of the YouTube.
Okay, sir. Certainly, sir. Now you can just, I'm giving a quick.
Sure, no problem.
This is the interventions with input on good agricultural production linked value chain management. How it has helped the farmer to increase their income. This is also same thing I'm showing it. And banana also same technology, how it has helped them to increase it. Then DFA through furrow, irrigated raised bed and plastic mulching. It helped to save the labor costs, irrigation costs, and then raise the income from 7.5 income to 7.5 lakh. Then farm diversification, as I told this KVK Samrajanagra introduces other crops also like brinjal and coriander, tomato and turmeric, and fodder also as an integrated mode and diversified mode. They helped to cater to the local demand as well as utilize their land, wasteland, as well as the coconut garden are very much into use, and banana waste and coconut waste are mulched. So all these things helped to save the labor costs and input, reduce input cost. Here the achievement you can see, crop and dairy, poultry, everything it has helped them to increase. And I think these are all the things I have showed you later on. This is one of the slide I showed, sugarcane trash management in KVK Mandia. And it is a raised bed catch and how it increased. And it is a preparation of silage from fish and duck waste, which helped to increase their income. Then against the fodder management, how it has helped the farmer to reduce the other nutrient as well as the concentrate feed. Here's a wasteland as well as nala for cultivation of your azolla cultivation, which help the farmer to reduce their feed costs and increase their protein requirement of the cattle as well as backyard poultry. And you can see the promotion of fodder production in Tamil Nadu by satellite farmers and integrating the various technologies like chaff cutter and then right varieties, and giving the slopey land into the fodder cultivation, and maize production program in northeastern region, and then silage making program of our Belgavi, And these are all the various disease-related interventions by the KVKs helped to address the disease outbreak, and then management of various mineral deficiency managed deficiency-based diseases in the dairy cows. And you can see the locally available mineral mixture by National Agriculture, which is our Animal Physiology Institute, helped the farmers to address the mineral requirement of their cattle. Because the backyard poultry, I told you, the Kadaknath breed and Guinea fowl and other birds help the farmer to raise the birds without any additional income, additional expenses, by providing the hatcheries and then village level incubators and training the rural youth as a vaccinator. We can address the disease incidences related to the backyard poultry. You can see the incubators and then mineral mixture. So all other things I have shown you. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. I hope that I have done my best to address the requirement of the participants. Again, quickly, if I recap, I have given this presentation with India today. What is the challenges? What are the key players? Climate change versus resources as well as farmers. Technology application framework, and how it has helped to strengthen our technology interventions for doubling the farmers' income. Then farmers' improvement through various methodologies. Thank you very much, sir. This is the 7 issues I addressed in my presentation. That is the interventions for improving the crop productivity as well as livestock productivity, and resource use efficiency or savings in the cost of production, and increasing the cropping intensity, diversification, high value crops, which I have some Chamarajanagar experiences, then improvement in real prices by empowering the farmers, by, for example, into farmers producers organization, shift from farm to non-farm occupation. Some of the examples I have already shared with you. Thank you very much for your kind listening and giving the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Since we have already gone way over our time, we'd want to take only few questions, at least for 2 minutes. If there are any questions, please ask right now. Any queries, please ask right now.
I will share my presentation, sir, by PDF. You can take it, sir, and you can send it to the participants for their reference.
Thank you, sir. I don't think there are any questions. I don't see any questions.
Thank you, sir. Very nice presentation, sir.
Sir, thank you for lucid lecture on this doubling farmers' income, sir. SBI thanking very much for your scintillating lecture, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the in-between mistake, which is I own the responsibility that my slides have been limited for the last presentation at 47. So I've forgotten to customize the slides. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
No issue, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee and on behalf of participants and NADCL, would like to extend our gratitude and thanks to you. Thank you, sir. Thanks for being
Thank
part.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.